Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Neon City Daily. I'm Jamie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And we've got a lot to talk about today, don't we, guys?
We do.
Yes.
We sure do.
yeah.
Josh, do you want to tell us about Evo?
You asshat.
Wow.
Literally said just before we started recording, I'm a passenger for the first topic because I know nothing about it.
You've grabbed Josh's head, you've thrown it under the bus, and he has to admit that he doesn't know what Evo is.
At least one of us can survive in Age of Empires.
We actually, we talked about that already. We've already
We did
admitted our
discuss
faults.
that in our After
You already
Dark,
told
but,
everyone how bad you are.
We've actually, we've done pretty miserably in our gameplay efforts with Age of Empires.
Were you
so-
honest and said and told people that I was your savior?
Pretty much.
We didn't
actually.
use those exact
Yeah.
words, but yeah, we
Not-
basically said you were handling yourself and you came to help us out.
Okay. Oh, that's okay then. I forgive you.
But that being said, Evo, that once yearly fighting game tournament, and that's like, let's face it, the tournament. No, there is no other tournament that garners this much attention. Like it has,
Well, fighting
Just-
game tournament.
yeah, just fighting game tournament. It has like just herds of nerds heading to Las Vegas every year.
But not
Herds of
anymore.
nerds did that, but not anymore. So it's going online. It's going to have some. I think they worded it as open tournaments for some games, and
Yes.
it's going to have the way the what they call the brackets are. So like each round of people fighting in a certain game, and then whittling it down, then having another bracket which is the winners from that one.
Mhm.
I think that's going to be over a 3-week period.
Okay.
So
The whole thing is going to be
yeah.
very, very interesting because we used to seeing, the biggest technical difficulty you see in an Evo game is like maybe someone presses pause or maybe like the stream cuts out.
Someone
But
does
we're
a
gonna have
button
people
check
dropping.
beforehand and it goes a little bit longer.
Isn't
and just shit
netcode
like
a big
that.
concern with something? Because
Well, they
It's a
basically
huge
can't
concern.
play Street Fighter 5. Let's be fair, like that.
I think they are still doing Street Fighter 5, but they're definitely not doing Smash. There is no
Yeah.
my
Smash
limited
Brothers at Evo.
exposure to fighting games, like it literally comes down to some frame by frame
yeah,
Yeah.
moves or
Yeah.
interactions. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
man,
going to be
you
hard
gotta
to
worry.
gauge online.
you got to worry
So-
about all of that. Your frames, your like your traps, all that kind of stuff. Everything there is something that if you are going to be insanely competitive about these games, that you have to worry about, like even down to spacing when you look at netcode and how it affects your movement and stuff like that. So, and being that we live in Australia, we have generally found that more often than not, most fighting games netcode is bad. So
Yeah. So there are two types of netcode that are commonly used in fighting games. One is delay-based netcode, and the other one is rollback netcode. I can't get that much more technical about them because honestly, I've forgotten. But the main
I don't
point
know
for
either.
Sounded
Evo.
so
Shit.
it sounded so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but the main thing with Evo is that they are prioritizing games that have rollback netcode because that's just widely accepted to be the better netcode for fighting
is
games.
that the
Right.
is that the Arc System one?
No, it's
Or is
like
Arc
what you
System just insane and amazing?
It's like
and
the,
best fighting netcode
uh,
I've ever seen in the
oh,
world.
what was it, like GGOP or whatever it is?
Yeah.
It's like it's in Skullgirls,
Yeah,
that kind of netcode.
yeah. Well, the Arc System works netcode. Like I still remember us playing Persona, the Persona 4 Ultimax, and us just
Yeah.
both being totally blown away by how well it ran. And we've lamented for years that it's not just in everything, but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even like. It's interesting because I hear people talking about Arc Sys games and saying that the netcode isn't great. So I'm a little bit confused on like what people are considering to be good netcode
Yeah.
in these
I'm
types
just
of
curious
games.
how they're going to referee it. Like,
Well, I mean,
Surely
if
the rules
you get
have to
knocked out,
change.
you lose.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I mean,
it is. The rules themselves are usually pretty much just enforced by people staring at the screen. So it's like, yeah,
but you've got
like,
players
if you
that could
pause it,
claim
that kind of thing.
lag or technical issues on their end that
I feel
can't be
like
verified.
I feel like technical issues on someone's end is just going to be a too bad scenario, which is going to suck.
Yeah.
I've got no doubt that there will be some issues that will be
There's really no other fair way to
Like-
do it, is there?
not really. No, it's like you've got to sort your shit realistically because
Yeah.
they can't exactly claim, you know, what's the word? They can't be responsible, I feel, for like your home connection, if you know what I mean.
Because I
Which
assume there's prize money
sucks,
involved.
but- Yeah. Well, that and what was it? It's sponsorship by guys, isn't it? It all depends on the game. I think
Yeah.
one year I remember there being like a sponsorship deal for someone coming in on one of them, but yeah, there's like money and peripherals and all.
So it's
kinds of
several
stuff.
games. It's not just one
yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do. I think like 9 games most years.
Yeah,
something like that.
You tend to have like a main tournament for like Street Fighter is usually like the
Street
big one.
Fighter's
but,
usually the main. Yeah.
there was also like Dragon Ball Fighters is another big one.
Mm.
Smash is pretty large.
Mortal Kombat comes in some years.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, maybe Killer Instinct,
Yeah.
depending. Like I think Killer Instinct might be back for this actually
I
because
think
that's
it
got
is. Yeah,
rollback.
there was actually a big push where a lot of people were like, "Bring back Killer Instinct," and I
Yeah.
think Maximilian was actually like one of the guys leading that one because he's a big Killer Instinct fan.
Didn't he?
and he's
work
like-
for Iron Galaxy or something. I feel like he was
I
like
don't know.
involved in some official capacity in some of the stuff going on with Killer Instinct.
I do know he got some early stuff. Like he was basically the guy that heard everything. So
Yeah, yeah.
he
Okay.
was like the guy breaking stuff. So
Mhm.
and that's good that like, you know, let's face it, a YouTube fighting game guy can get in like that and then obviously pass that information on to us as a community that enjoys it. So
Yeah, well, I mean, like the way that the FGC is like so tight knit.
Mm.
It's
oh
to,
man,
to
fighting
get
can be-
anyone. You,
Yeah.
you want people who really know what they're talking about, kind of on board to consult, and
Yeah,
then
for sure.
once you've got them there, like they're going to just like talk to everyone else about stuff that they're excited for. So it all
Yeah.
kind of feeds into
And that-
itself.
and they know their community because they are their community. So
Yeah.
So it's
but
open tournament. Does that mean you guys are going to enter?
No.
honestly, no.
I live in Australia.
Mostly,
No
yeah.
way.
That's actually it. That is my thing. Unless I'm not actually sure what games are going on there, and I'm not gonna lie. There's a little bit of me that's like, well, if it's a game that I know works on our netcode, maybe I'll like sit up and do it at like the 2 a.m. or whatever it is that we're gonna have to do it because it's gonna be American time, no doubt.
Hmm.
I'm not expecting to do well, and that's if I even like have the game and can work out when I've got to try and jump on it.
Oh, come on. You got to at least win some money.
No, we would drown
you
in
have a lot of
pools.
faith here, Josh. You have a lot of faith. But also, you know, do we really want to go on there and showcase our skills when we have another important tournament coming up, Josh?
That's right. So
we don't want to give anyone any chance to get the information jump on us.
So, some context. This episode will be released Tuesday. Guarantee it. No more late episodes. And then on Wednesday is our first Indie Spotlight episode.
Mm.
And give it a listen because then you'll understand what we're talking about. But let's just say we have pride on the line and it all comes down to the skill of Jamie and Nick.
How
You're in
does
this
I'm
too,
going
man.
to interview a guy end up with like our pride is now on the line?
Oh, because that's
That's
just
what
how
happens
Josh
when
runs.
you trust me with interviews.
I don't.
This is actually, I'm not going to lie. What's coming of this is actually one of the reasons why I'm like, oh, I have to listen to this no matter what. Like, I can't just like do it like our other videos where it's there and I kind of watch it a little bit later and yeah, cool. No, it went well. Like, no, I've got to watch it when it hits.
Bam, look at that. Guaranteed at least 1 or 2 viewers.
That's it.
We don't count though. We're like unpaid employees.
Yeah, but we do it
Oh,
with
really?
pride. We
Jamie,
do it for
you're
the
putting
love.
us as, you're saying we're employees. I was at least going like partners here. Like, oh, you've hurt me, Jamie.
We are the board of
You've hurt me.
directors.
That's it.
Uh,
But yeah, online stuff like that's going to be hitting what Wednesday night for the indie spotlight.
Yes, Wednesday night. Yep.
Yeah, cool. And that's going to be on YouTube and our podcast, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
that'll
the
be
website.
on everything. Speaking of the podcast, we are now on iTunes. Took a while
Sweet.
because Apple dragged their feet. Nothing to do with me or my laziness.
classic Jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it together,
Jobs,
Steve.
Jobs is to blame.
Jeez, Steve.
So yeah, we're our reach is expanding. and the Indie Spotlight is a new series. I'm personally pretty excited about it. We're starting with a local developer. They're based in Launceston. They've made quite a few mobile games, but they are transitioning to PC, so and some console stuff as well. So they're doing some really interesting things. It's always good to see that kind of thing happening in Tasmania as well. It's not like we're known for,
anything.
Well, yeah, that's right. If anything, we're known for being a bit backwards. So
we've got trees and we got backwards motherfuckers.
Yeah,
that is it.
So
hell yeah.
Yeah, everyone should give it a listen. And yeah, towards the end of that, I do kind of dob Jamie and Nick in a little bit.
Didn't even ask my permission.
Well,
wow.
I just thought that we're a team, and if one of us goes into battle, e.g. me, that I can expect backup from my homies.
Right.
From my fellow board
It's a
members.
ride or die scenario.
Yeah,
You need a
It's
gangster
Fast and
that loves you
Furious in
better.
fighting game format.
You should have challenged him to a rune tournament.
Want to give him a chance.
Oh man. No, we don't. But yeah, so events, that's going to be an event online Wednesday night that's going to hit, and everyone should watch it. Something else everyone should watch online when it hits, and I'm really excited for, I've mentioned it on the After Dark, and I'm going to mention it now, is there is a Cyberpunk event on June 11th called the Night City Wire, which
I know nothing about this.
no one does. As far as
That's good.
everyone's
That makes me feel
concerned and
better.
how it looks at the moment is that it's basically going to be the stuff that we were probably going to see at E3, only
yeah, cool.
from the guys themselves, instead of being through, an E3 stream or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty keen. I don't think there's going to be anything like game changing hitting it. I feel like it's going to be more just kind of like propping it up, going, yeah, we're still working on it. Yeah, it's still
It'll
more
be more
gameplay.
Keanu Reeves.
and to be honest, that's fine. I'm cool with that because I expect this game to be so big that whatever they do show isn't going to knock me out of anything in the game, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not worried about fatigue with Cyberpunk because I feel like with The Witcher and that kind of thing, I've got the feeling that there's going to be enough tools for me to do my own thing anyway.
Yeah, well, just think about the stuff that they showed you for the Witcher 3 when that came out. There's nothing. It was like a skerrick of... It's basically showing you that it looks good and it's open world,
It was a skerrick of a skerrick of a skerrick. It was, yeah.
I do like that CD Projekt Red, the games, they're still revered for their quality, and it's almost an event.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's why
don't get me wrong, there's other games that people look forward to, but I think this is one that really crosses platforms and demographics, and it's like, it's an event when they announce it, it's an event when they release footage and stuff.
Well,
and I like that.
I have not been this hyped for a game in a long time, like a very long time. Like I can't actually. I'm not really even sure what the last game that I was this like
Probably
looking forward to,
virtual
especially
titty
for
game.
this long. For very
Next
possibly,
classic virtual
look at those
titty game.
Ghiblies. I'm keen on that. Give them some ray
It's like,
tracing.
you're dead or alive, Extreme Volleyball Venus Vacation. Hit me up on that shit.
Venus Vacation,
But
nice.
presumably, this is going to please you, Nick, because I can only assume that if you can adjust genitals,
Oh yeah, no,
it's
I'm
going to
gonna have,
include
like,
some
yeah.
booby adjustment.
Well, let's put it
qualities.
this way. I'm in any game, my character customization revolves around one thing. And that one thing is whether or not you can have a rad beard. If I can't have a really good beard, that too. If I can't have a really good beard, I will immediately jump to the female option. So,
Would you create a female with a beard?
See, that's the thing. If I can make a beard, usually I just make like a weird Nick avatar. So,
I was actually thinking about, like, imagine if you woke up one day and the last character you created in a game was suddenly you. How much would your life change?
What have I been playing?
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I had to create someone.
Other than,
Because
like-
I would wake up as a 7-foot tall lizard.
So nice.
Skyrim?
Nice.
Divinity.
Nice. No, Divinity.
right, okay.
That's a
Yeah.
that's some D&D-ish business there.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, what have I even been playing?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
No, I've actually at least gone. Like the
Not
last
with
thing
the,
I
not with the
really,
character creator.
yeah, the last thing I really hit hard was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you just choose like a male or female, and Ace
last thing you
Combat
probably-
7, which you're in a jet.
What about
And you
Division
don't.
2? Is there character
Division?
customization?
There is. It's been a while, and I was
I
just
guess
like a
you-
weird me guy, and like
I mean,
Red
I
Dead
guess-
Online, I just walk around genuinely looking just like me. So
You also had I guess you were playing Monster Hunter as well, not that long
oh
ago.
yeah, Monster Hunter. See, initially I played with that rule with Monster Hunter because all the beards were shit.
Mhm.
So I went, guess I'm making it a chick. So I made a chick. I called her
Nice.
Norket. Run around, and then they added good beards, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I guess I got to swap. And you got like a couple things, so I was like, all right, bam, giving it a dick. And so when I've jumped back and I've done that, and you can change your gender, that's all well and good. You can swap that back. You can't change your name.
Yeah.
So I'm a dude with a beard called Norket, and that
So
just
if
feels
you-
odd.
If you woke up tomorrow, you'd basically nothing would change. You'd just be called Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially at this point. Yeah. Oh no, I just remember what it was, and
Uh-huh.
it was Monster Hunter because you gifted it to me on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Because we were going to play it on here for a bit and
Oh
do
boy, this
some
is a roller
streams with
coaster
it.
ride.
And I sat there and made, even though you will not see it in Monster Hunter because you're always wearing armor, like
Right.
the closest recreation I could make of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh.
Called Norkvira. So I would look a little bit like Elvira, but with bad hair because they didn't have a good enough hair option for me.
Right. Right.
Nick, you haven't answered my question though. In
Which question was
Cyberpunk,
that? Because
if you could create a woman so that you have the benefit of adjusting her chesticles,
well, no,
but
actually,
you could
this
put a
is-
beard on her,
See,
would you
this,
do it?
This though, Josh, I think is where you've missed a detail. You can just be a man with giant titties. You just customize
Same thing,
genitalia.
just round the other way.
So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, little bit tempted.
This is so Saints Row right now.
Yeah,
I would be very
Yeah.
disappointed if
I-
you didn't. Let's just put it that way.
if
I
I,
really
didn't
hope
have big
that-
titties, or if I didn't specifically make a woman with a beard.
Both.
Okay.
Josh, you got to stop pushing your fetishes onto us.
Hey, this isn't my fetish.
Oh,
It's
geez.
been well established that this is Nick's
Oh.
fetish, okay?
Has it?
Listen to you. Listen to you.
Yes.
But at the same time, I don't. Oh, I guess you'll see yourself in cutscenes. I was thinking like it's all first person, so
Yeah.
The
I-
really
I-
awkward thing right now is I just realised my parents-in-law are still here,
yeah.
and they can.
listen to you talk about titties and beards. Nice,
Actually, really awkward.
nice,
Anyway.
nice. So now you know they're giving your wife the eye and just being
Now they're like,
what's,
Why is Josh
Whoa.
talking about his
yeah,
fetish
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
computer,
Oh,
Jess?
yeah.
What's happening here?
What's he doing?
I have final cut say, so you can edit adjusting.
You can't.
Accordingly.
You
The-
can't
the-
edit out the awkwardness that you're living in your
No.
life right now.
That's true.
No,
I just
that's-
never
that's-
leave this room.
Yeah, just lock the door. Tell them to slide the food under it. It'll be all good.
I won't be
Everything
back
will be
for a
flat
while.
Oh, I'm gonna throw in something. So every time we do the rundown, I forget some of the most critical things.
Oh no.
But we talked about RGB, and you guys talked about
Yeah.
RGB in After Dark.
Yeah,
We sure
recently.
did.
we did
Just
today,
today.
as well. Actually, we yeah.
This doesn't help my case.
Yes, Josh.
Nick knows what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to Bunnings because we got some new landscape rocks to put down next to the driveway and make it look all pretty. And then I said to Jess, we need some lights, so I'll go and look at some cheap solar lights
Yeah.
at Bunnings.
Yeah.
Didn't really expect to find smart lights for outdoors.
Oh yeah, they exist.
But I spent an hour researching solar lights while I was there and saw nothing good said about them.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty weak. They're just, they'll last you 6 months. You got to replace the batteries, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'd rather do it right. So I decided to leave it. Went to the next aisle because there's multiple aisles in Bunnings of lights.
Yeah, of lights.
And unbeknownst to me, because I knew that was the smart lighting aisle, there was a shelf dedicated to outdoor smart lights. So I now have RGB, Wi-Fi, controllable smart lights up the side
you're
of my
such a lost
driveway
cause.
that I can control with my Google Home or Alexa or whatever you like.
The problem is with this is that Josh is saying this like it's some kind of shame, and the issue is that when Josh sent me the photo of the box and said he thinks he has a problem, my first verbal out loud reaction was, "Oh man, I didn't know they existed."
Yeah, but then you proceeded to say that it would look pretty cool.
Yeah,
so I can
exactly.
only assume
Like,
that
it's
once you
just-
buy a house, or once your house is built, it's
see,
going to be RGB.
Actually, this is something that I don't think any of us considered, right? And I don't think I certainly didn't consider it. I don't think either of you guys have even considered this as an option. But as it is, like me and Teresa have been talking now and then, like, we getting this house built. What are we going to put in it? What kind of stuff do we want? Should we buy things now or should we just wait? All that kind of stuff. She shows me a screenshot that she took of something that she saw on sale the other day. And it was like under bedroom RGB lighting that spreads out from under it and like runs up your bedside tables and stuff. And I'm just like,
Nice.
all right, I guess you want that. I can blame you for all of this.
The beauty of that stuff is, like, I have that in the bedroom. Head of it, like, it makes the head of our bed glow.
Yeah.
And then behind it, And so I've got a routine set up on Google. So you can be like, like it turns on softly when the sun rises. Or you can be like, hey, Google, sexy time.
I've got this thing in my head where I'm just like, Josh walks into the room and says, hey, Alexa, sexy time. And it just...
No. Play some smooth jazz from the Google speaker.
Wow.
And you get some... I've set it to candle flicker scene. So it's like... some ambience.
The problem is I can almost like picture in my brain that like Jess is just sitting in bed reading. That flicks on, you're not even in the room yet, and she's just like, really?
Suddenly pretends to be asleep.
Yeah. Just imagine if like your kids are just like saying gibberish at one point, or and they accidentally say words that sound similar to sexy time, so they're just sort of like, man, I really would like some orange juice, and then Google's like, confirmed, going into sexy time, and they're just like, no.
Look, as long as his kids don't find the webcam he's set up, we'll be right.
Ooh.
Well, actually, I say that out loud. As long as Jess doesn't find the webcam he's set up, she'll be right.
Wow. It's all for the sake of content.
Yeah.
Now that I'm familiar with OnlyFans.
Josh's OnlyFans, yeah.
Oh, man.
Opportunity.
Wait, did you share that story on the podcast already?
Oh,
I think he did.
I don't really want to be honest.
Well,
that's
you've
why
already
he has
opened
to
the bottle.
now,
The genie's out now.
Yeah.
Tell us about your OnlyFans story.
Life stories, life experiences.
Okay. I'm innocent when it comes to the World Wide Web. See, if I'm going to tell it, Jamie, you can't keep interrupting.
Hey, Nick did it too.
Your propaganda. So anyway, I follow a select few online personalities, if you like, and a bunch of us Aussie guys, and they just do pranks and stuff. And I like them because, one, when they release stuff on like Facebook and like more accessible platforms, they beep out the swear words and they only hurt each other. There's none of these like just public pranks where
I'm glad it's fun for the whole family.
Yeah. Anyway.
That was sarcasm.
Well, I have standards, Jamie, okay? Anyway, one of them, Jackson O'Doherty, which I'm sure people out there have heard of, he... so anyway, sorry, a bunch of them, because they're all friends, but they've all got their own channels and stuff. And some of them have taken to creating their own websites because Instagram, Facebook are starting to take some of their content down because it's just, it's not advertiser friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like two of them, Marty and Michael, have created the University of Markle, and you pay like $4 a month or something, and you don't have to worry about the censors and stuff like that. So when I saw Jackson put a link up, and it said, go here and sign up for the stuff that's too risque, or I think the word was risque, which I thought was a strange choice. Of word.
Yeah.
But I thought, sweet. I'll this is my lunch break at work, so I'm on a work computer. I think that's important for context. So anyway, I click on the link, and OnlyFans popped up. Now, OnlyFans, if you're listening to this, which I'm sure you are, there is a problem with your website, and that is if you go to the main...
Too much fucking on it. What's going on?
If you go to the main page, if you go to like onlyfans.com, it's fairly explicitly detailed, like what the site is and what it's about.
Yeah.
There's a few love hearts and stuff like that, even though even that is fairly obtuse. But if someone links directly to their subscribe page or like their wall or whatever, there is no indication that you're about to be exposed to explicit material of a sexual nature.
Well,
so when it said $5.95 or something,
the guy making the content. So,
well, anyway. So, and keep in mind that Jackson O'Doherty had disappeared from social media. He got so sick of his stuff being taken down that he's like, nah, screw it. And he moved to America and lived with friends, and he vlogged every now and then. So I was really excited to see that he's making some funny content again.
Funny content.
Funny joke.
Anyway, long story short, because it's already gone on way too long and it's too embarrassing. He moved to America. He somehow met and got into a relationship with a porn star. And I signed up for his OnlyFans account. It was like $4.95 a month, and I'm like, that's a bargain. Like, if because it's saying, new content every day, and I'm like, man, he only used to do it like once every couple of weeks or something. Like every day, that's awesome. And as much as I like these guys, the first thing I saw when it was unlocked, it takes you straight back to their page, was him like. It wasn't even with his hot porn star girlfriend. The first picture or first video was him driving along, and the caption was, "My friend is still learning to drive stick," and it was a camera from the backseat of a car focused on the driver. Just as the driver puts his hand to the gear stick, goes past the gear stick, and then uses Jackson's knob to pretend to change gears.
Did you say puts his hand past the gear stick? So you've not only gone to like a porny pay-for-viewing site, you've gone to a porny pay-for-viewing site with dudes on dudes?
Yep.
Wow.
Instantly.
That adds another level that I didn't
Two of my favourite content creators.
Nothing against
That's some content.
That content as it is, but to suddenly be surprised by that.
Well, no, see, but that wasn't too bad because that's in keeping with his type of humour.
Right.
And I thought,
that's funny, jack off. No, just jokes, bro.
And I thought, well, that's okay because that is too risque for social media. So I scrolled down.
Oh.
And then it's like a skit where he got his like porn star girlfriend to eat pizza or something while he was, doing his business on her. It just went downhill quickly from there. And so I put some research into what OnlyFans was.
Right.
What is this website? So
made the mistake of telling Jamie about it.
No, you didn't. This is a great thing. So there are two things about this that like I feel are very important. The first thing is beforehand, before you signed on to this weeks in the past, Nick and I made jokes about OnlyFans, and you didn't think I should figure out what they're joking about because they
I don't
keep
remember you jokes.
talking
You make
about
so many.
this in the context of me sending my pictures of feet to somebody. So that should be a warning sign. Second, I was talking to you before, and you're like going, I still haven't I haven't unsubscribed from the OnlyFans, and I don't know if I will.
Well, I mean, it's an honest way to access that sort of material. And you never think about it like this, do you? You think about it, you're watching some prawn online, and you're like, I don't know these people. I don't know what their personalities are like.
Well,
Would I enjoy a conversation with them? Jackson, I know that I like his personality. So...
But he's got a great personality.
Oh, wow.
And he did promise. Now, he did make a post, because I'm not ashamed to say, I kept scrolling. And he made a post like months ago on there saying that it wouldn't just be that type of content, that he's going to put some of his more extreme pranks up.
Right.
So, you know, that's my justification at the moment.
You're such a simp for this guy. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, Josh.
Anyway.
Yeah. But, no,
Thank you for making me do that, Jamie.
There you go.
You're welcome.
You've seen that dude's dick now.
Now that's content.
I mean, to be honest, it was a bit of a confidence booster because he's not the most hung guy, and he's, you know, seemingly with a porn star doesn't seem too unhappy. So.
Oh, what? So you're like, that could be me. You're vicariously living through him. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm just, you know,
Oh.
just saying it's good for people's mental health as well.
Oh, Josh.
So, anyway, we'll all forget about this in a week, hopefully. Much like Bethesda forgot about their anti-cheat system one week after they put it in.
Oh, they sure did.
I feel like they weren't allowed to forget because everyone was screaming at them.
To put it in after the backlash on Valorant is just an incredible power move.
It was just the dumbest decision they could have made. Let's face it. Like
we see your failure.
Yeah.
We're going to do it too.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that I think it should be mentioned that the head of id actually came out and said this wasn't a move by Bethesda. They actually decided to do this after the fact so that their multiplayer stuff would be secure.
Ugh.
And then they saw the backlash and they went, whoops, and now they're taking it out.
Wow.
So it just seems to me like it's a very tone deaf move from them.
Yeah.
And they're trying to backpedal as quick as they can to
read the room, guys.
Fix it up. Yeah. But glad that it's going out. Once they patch it out, I guess I'll reinstall Doom.
Try to finish it off, yeah.
Did you take a backup of it, or are you going to have to download like 100 gig?
I don't remember, actually. I think I'll have to download it again, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, as soon as they're like, "Yep, we've got this kernel level anti-cheat," no, that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's right a piece out. Like, any time a third party anything goes, well, wait a minute, I'm gonna access your kernel. It's a little bit, nah, I'm good. Man.
Yeah,
like, nah. So,
it's not a fan.
Yeah, that was interesting move by them. But I think, as we've said in the past, in keeping with the type of decision that they like to make.
Yeah.
Poor ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. You've got stuff like that on one hand where they're trying to implement things to like stop cheating and stuff like that, and they're making mistakes with it. But then you look at the other games being talked about at the moment for cheating, which is Grand Theft Auto Online. And it's apparently gotten even worse during this free giveaway, hasn't it?
I like how it's like night and day approach to cheating, seemingly, between Bethesda and Rockstar.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They did this like online thing on the Epic Store. They gave it away. And it's like everyone that knew how to cheat already was just like, the noob harvest. And
it's like a Christmas time for console players.
Yeah. Like every year I remember every year with Halo, I was just rubbing my hands together going, yes. And
make them never come back to our game again.
And as soon as GTA hit that Epic store, I feel like it was like that with the people that are crazy into GTA Online. So
Yeah.
like invincible people in like infinitely spawning planes, just wrecking people falling into the game for the first time.
Yeah, but I mean, there are like other things that you can do, like you can have missions and stuff like that, where it's just a co-op story mission where you're in like a separate instance. And you can kind of like avoid that kind of stuff a little bit
because it's just the open world stuff, isn't it?
The open
shared.
World's basically primarily a big lobby. Yeah. It's basically a massive lobby that you can wander around in and do stuff in. And then you go into missions, and they're then when you can hang out with your buddies and do stuff specifically.
But yeah, I mean, I bet people who have been playing the game forever are enjoying logging in and just seeing these level 1 guys running around and going, "Oh, that's some fresh meat."
Oh yeah, for sure.
Josh and I played it a few years back when I was in Canada at one point, and we just, we were running around and we ran into some guys and a gunfight ensued, and they ended up like just getting like we had some handguns and maybe like a shotgun, and these fuckers busted out like a Black Hawk helicopter or some shit and like throwing missiles at us, and
it was
like,
over quickly.
The power gap was large.
I specifically remember the last time I went back to it on the Xbone. I jumped back in, had it installed, and I was like, okay, I've got some guys that want to play this with me. I'll jump in first and see like what's changed, what I need to do, like because a bunch of content's been added since I played. I jump in, it immediately bounces me into a casino, and I'm like, I'm not buying your fucking money. And then,
that casino.
After that though, I got out and I was like, I don't remember where my house is or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm looking at the map. I'm like, okay, and it had spawned one of my cars that I assume was like the last one I drew in my garage, like there. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I've just got to get to there, which is, a couple of Ks down the road from this casino. That shouldn't be too hard, should it? I didn't get to my car in the car park before
I'm pretty sure there's a movie based on that.
Ruined.
Like 13 blocks or something. Yeah, it's just you got to try and get a seemingly short distance, but
yeah.
The trick I find is if you need to reorient yourself and kind of get your bearings of the area, you start a story game and then you create an invite, like a friends only or an invite only lobby when you go in the online mode.
Right.
And after you do I think if you go in and you do an activity or something, it will then move you out and then people will start filtering in. But you do have like that open area to yourself, at least for a while, so you can be like, where do I need to go to get to this other place? So and you can also set yourself to like a passive mode. So I don't think you can do anything aggressive, but they can't do anything aggressive to you back.
Well, that's the thing. Like that, Red Dead Online introduced that passive mode too, and that was with Red Dead though. It's a bit different because the Red Dead Online community isn't fucking insane like the GTA Online community. Like in Red Dead Online, if you see someone in the distance or you see someone wandering by, you're never really 100% sure what they're going to do. You see someone in GTA, you're immediately like, all right, they're going to shoot me, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Red Dead Online, what basically happens is that players can't lock onto you, and when they do shoot you or do damage to you, it doesn't do as much damage. Yeah, that's what passive means. But as soon as you get out of that, and as soon as you shoot them or you do anything to them, then you fall out of passive mode.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the GTA Online one, but I'd almost hope that it wasn't just that. I'd hope that it was a complete cutoff.
It
needs to be a complete cutoff because GTA, you got more explosives, you got automatic weapons. You just it's not gonna.
Yeah, people are a bit
bad
more
aim.
back
I'm
in
gonna
Red
keep
Dead.
killing people.
So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm keen to play some GTA Online. I'm pretty keen to hit it up.
Yeah, we've all got it now,
and go and run with it a bit. I will admit that
in about a month.
I do not expect that community to not be garbage, though.
Yeah.
But
you know,
they give away a lot of money now, don't they? Because I follow them on Facebook, and every second post seems to be oh, here's your free like $500 million or something.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Surely we
I
can
think-
just buy like 4 Blackhawks and
I think they realised that the barrier of entry to a bunch of stuff had gotten to the point where the game had been going for so long, and like they kept kind of raising the roof of how much cash you needed to buy into some of the late game stuff.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they kind of realised that anyone walking into it needs a leg up.
I do
Oh,
have a
think
high
that's-
rise apartment actually.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's why they gave the people on the Epic Store the criminal starter pack,
That's
which
right,
gets you
yeah.
money and like a whole bunch of like free areas and stuff like that, so that you
Yeah.
have a jumping off point. Like you get a bunker, you get a apartment, you get like a whole
Right.
bunch of cars for free. So, and I think weapons as well, and maybe like
Yeah.
care style. I don't know.
With the heists,
Yeah,
there's a hard limit on. So I think it might have been you, Jamie, or someone. I went to play the way back when they put the heists in,
yeah,
but it was a hard and fast rule that you had to have 3 or maybe 4 players. You couldn't play it with any
Yeah.
less.
yeah. Okay,
Which
I've
is
never done
annoying.
any of the heists in GTA Online because I
Yeah.
played it the most back when it first came out on the 360, and
Yeah.
they hadn't implemented the heists yet.
Well,
So,
when they implemented a bunch of the heists, they were almost like raid events, though. Like at
Yeah.
first, like they were like you wanted people,
Yeah,
and then everyone
Okay.
in it like generally had specific jobs. Like you need to put your finger in the butt while the other one hacks the mainframe. Like
puts the
I
finger in
guess
the
that
butt.
makes
I'm in.
sense, but it just was a bit limiting at the time.
mm.
'Cause I was pretty
Yeah.
pumped for it.
I'd certainly love to try it out though.
Oh yeah, that game has aged really well too.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
I don't know if you can
surprisingly,
mod. I know
yeah.
you can mod it. The single. Well, I know you can mod the game.
yeah.
That obviously takes effect in single player, but I don't know if like a graphical mod if that carries across into multiplayer or not.
Oh,
Unsure.
no.
I was wondering that as well. I was thinking like it'd be cool to get like a nice texture and maybe like a lighting pack.
Have you
I
seen
know
the
people have
recent
done
one
that.
floating around? The guy had been working on it for like 7 years or something.
No.
Jeez.
Yeah, it looks ultra realistic. Like, yeah,
I love
really good
insane
job.
Modders. Like insane modders always do.
Yeah,
good
they're,
things, so-
they're great
Yeah,
They-
I mean that's
yeah,
the only
they-
reason I bought Skyrim originally
for the
Really?
mods.
for the mods. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
I
get
can't
that.
fault that at all.
it's
And I mean, if I ever go back to a Skyrim or any Bethesda RPG, really, if I go back to it, I need to just fill that thing full of mods before I even turn it on. Like, I
Yeah.
just know that I'm like the vanilla experience. It's fine, but it's
Yeah.
old,
Yeah.
and the
yeah.
mods just can do so much
not
stuff.
to mention the bug fixes that Bethesda
yeah,
seemingly outsourced to the
vital bug
community.
fixes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they just kind of hope the community will take under control and
Yeah.
run with.
Not a bad business model, really. Saves them a lot of money.
Saves them a lot of cash. Yeah.
Sure
It's
didn't
just-
help them with Fallout 76.
Well, that's because Fallout 76 was shit to start with.
But now it's
So-
the game that it was meant to be.
No, it's not.
I don't believe them.
Stop saying words.
yeah,
Like it's just not. Don't bother. The problem is too. I feel like with their with their marketing strategy being that where they go, it's the game it was meant to be on release. I'm like, well, you should have fucking
Released it.
waited.
you
shouldn't
should have
piece
released
of
it like
shit?
that.
And then
Yeah.
the problem with that too is that I've talked to people that have played it since, and they say, yeah, it's the game that it should have been to start with, and I'm like, that would like any other time that would make me go, oh yeah, maybe. But you're literally parroting what they've told you to say.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah. Like if you're gonna,
I mean, all
you can't.
All it is they put NPCs there, so there's like missions that you can do that it gives you a little bit of direction, but it doesn't fix the underlying issues of like the gunplay is shit, the crafting is
Yeah,
boring, the
yeah.
microtransactions are blatantly targeted to get you to spend as much as possible, even though they promised they would only be cosmetic,
Even though-
and they're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
There's just so much shit that is wrong with that game. I don't care. I'll never go to it.
Yeah.
It's like you burnt that bridge.
I'm waiting for it to be like free on a store or like on the Epic store or something, and for me to just still not do it.
It was close to free, like 3 weeks
Oh, it
after
was
release.
for-
People
yeah.
were like, it's like $5. They're giving it away with control pads and shit. Like stores
Yeah.
couldn't get rid of it fast enough because no
Nope.
one wanted to buy it.
It's not even that for me. Like the setting, I played Fallout 4 and just not a fan of the setting.
Yeah, that's
strangely
fair.
enough.
That's fair.
What side do you guys land on? Because there's a raging debate about what the best Fallout game is.
Oh god, man. I'm almost
New
like
Vegas
a weird
or
wall sitter though, like with this kind of argument, because I spent enough time in all of them to go through the main story. Well, I say all of them, like 3 and 4 in New Vegas. Did the story, did a couple of the side missions that interested me, but none of them caught me hard enough for me to go back and spend more time in. So whenever that stuff kind of comes up, I'm like, they were all kind of the same for me. So
all right, for me, New Vegas was definitely the best of the modern Fallouts. I played that hard. I played that the most. It was the one that really, like, I didn't like the setting at first, to be honest, and I played it on the Xbox, and that was a mistake because that version was busted.
Yeah,
and then later down the line, I got it on PC on sale, and just something clicked, and I just played it like crazy. And I think Fallout 3 was that was okay, that was good, and Fallout 4 was all right but dumbed down, like prettier but dumber, which I didn't really appreciate. I can't really talk about the 1 and 2 because I hardly have played them. But,
I haven't spent.
Did you play the VR edition?
Yeah, I played Fallout 4 VR. It was optimized like shit. It was
sensing a theme here.
Yeah. If you can believe it, this Bethesda game was undercooked and didn't perform very well at all. So that was a bit of a missed
opportunity. I imagine that if done properly, would be quite good in VR.
Yeah, because the thing was, I'd put on the headset and I'd run around, and for the first 10-15 minutes of gameplay, it's really good. But then something would fuck up, and I don't know what it is, but the game just stutters. And it's unplayable. You get motion sick real quickly. So it's like, well, that was a waste.
Yeah. Speaking of VR, I bought Alex, actually.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, thought I'd give it a crack. I mean, I've set my VR up again, and instead of just playing it with, Project Cars like I've talked about in the past, I'm like, I really should make the most of it. And, I mean, I've played a fair few VR games at this point, and I don't want to say that it's boring me, but it's just nothing's really jumping out at me, making me want to go to the effort of putting the headset on and, right. I get it. Alex, if it lives up to the hype, then I'm really keen for it to finish downloading.
I still really want to play From Other Suns with you.
Yeah, that's one that I want to do. Plus, EB Games I'm in the midst of researching this at the moment. There's like a sale on, they got like a $50 Logitech joystick.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like flight controller or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've looked at reviews, and most people use it for Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, nice.
Does
it come with like an accelerator?
No. It's literally just a a joystick component.
So I would say I probably actually own that same joystick. It's good, but you really want like accelerator, like a HOTAS, whatever they're called. Because you there's too much like finicky finagling about, like trying to remember where you bound buttons to and stuff.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, if you don't have like a proper flight stick setup, I would say your best bet's just a control pad.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't grab it. Because I was looking at it actually primarily for Ace Combat.
Yeah.
And something like that's fairly arcadey, it's really good.
Right.
But yeah, Elite Dangerous, they're basically saying, unless you've got like those, I used to have one, it was called the Orb Weaver. Razer make them, I think Logitech might have one. They're like the one-handed keyboard looking things. Yeah, those are apparently really good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
With something like Elite, because they're just a bunch of buttents that are all laid out that you can just keep your hand on it.
There's so much stuff in Elite,
I used to, I actually had one. God, I can't remember the brand. I did have one years and years ago that I used for strategy games. Like Age of Empires and stuff, that was just handy. So
that's a good point, actually. Maybe you'll survive a bit longer if you got one again.
See, you say that, but I know I won't. So
I was trying to throw you a bone. Yeah, I had one too, but I sold it because I just didn't find I used it enough. Steven and I bought one together, and it just
raised it like your own.
Yeah. And then, like a good father, just drowned it in the river.
Wow.
Yeah. Didn't even put
worry
it in
about
a
your
sack
children
first.
now.
So.
Dear. But yeah, I mean, so I guess what are we looking forward to in the future, guys? Like, what kind of games are on the horizon for us?
I mean, Cyberpunk is the obvious answer for
I'm
me.
thinking like things you're looking to play like in a week's time.
Oh, damn, man. Now, it's funny you mention that. I have been searching high and low on like Steam charts and everything just for something that grabs me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just in this rut at the moment where I've kind of got a niche for a shooter, but then I look at like the top 20, top 30 shooters. I've played them all, or they just straight up don't interest me. So I'm just... funny that you asked that because, I'm just like... I'm struggling.
I'm actually... I will say maybe that's a bit of a bleeding to for the fact that so there's like a little bit of a certain kind of content that hasn't been there for a while, because I've actually lately been looking for... Like, I'm hammering Assassin's Creed Odyssey still. But one of the games that I haven't been able to really scratch an itch for... No. Is
so close.
Like a first person shooter that's like story driven. You know what I mean? Like a like a Halo, or like an older Call of Duty or something like that. Like just a story, like a thing based shooter, especially something with co-op maybe. But like a new one, if you know what I mean. Like not one that I've already played, something that I can get into again and like see for the first time. And I'm like, surely there's been something released recently, but I just haven't really seen.
Have you seen? And this is one that it's on my wish list. Been there for a while. You can play it solo, but I think as all games that are created to be co-op, it's better co-op.
Yeah,
it's very positive on Steam for whatever that's worth. Remnant from the Ashes.
I haven't actually tried it. I keep every now and then I see the card for it, but I don't know much about it, so I haven't actually jumped on it yet.
I think it's third person, but it is a shooter. It is co-op, up to.
Oh yeah, I think this is closer to like it's like a Left 4 Dead or Vermintide situation. I think.
See, a
lot of people are saying Resident Evil meets Dark Souls.
If it's
what does that fucking mean?
I have no idea. Haven't played neither.
First person shooter. If it's on there, if it's on PC, maybe we should check the Game Pass out, because I know it's on Game Pass on the Xbone.
Oh,
so
really?
I would guess that would translate to it being on Game Pass on the PC platform.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's actually...
That's probably the only game that I keep coming back to every time I look at the... look for a game to play.
Yeah.
I land back on that and go, do I bite the bullet and spend the money?
Now, like, also, Nick, if you're talking about like a shooter with the story, now that they're removing the de novo, like the new Doom is pretty good.
I was gonna say Doom, I guess, is there now, so that's nice. But
definitely less of a focus on story, but there is still story within.
Mafia is an option.
Oh yeah,
I know you've played it, but the remastered 2 and 3 is already out.
The remasters do look good, actually, and I really enjoyed 3, and I'm pretty sure I really enjoyed 2. Yeah. So no, I will admit they are something I'm looking at. Probably actually waiting more until the redo of the first one is out in August, and then I'll see about grabbing it then. Yeah.
First person wise, I've been looking at Halo. Having never gone beyond 2. And I thought, I'll replay 1 and 2 on PC because it's been years, but do you think I could download it from the Windows Store? It's ridiculous. It keeps failing, and then it gives me the option to resume at like 75%. I'm like, thank goodness. I go to resume, and it's like, reinstall. Where do you want to reinstall the game? What drive?
This is the exact same issue I had.
That's what I was going to say. So that sounds really familiar.
not worth my time. So
I did actually try myself to download those the other day, and I couldn't even get my download of Reach to start. So
what the fuck has happened, Microsoft? Like, I had
It's
everything;
not
it was
that
fine,
hard.
and then it just stopped working. I don't understand.
Yeah. So I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
so,
it's and the problem with that too is that those are really good games. They are really good.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
just can't get to them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll all hit some GTA super soon, I think, and just kick about in that for a bit, see how we go.
Yeah.
And
before I forget, GTFO is the other one that's 4-player co-op.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. I don't even know what that is actually.
I believe it's an acronym.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's PvE, 4-player co-op, action/horror. But with 3 other people in there with me, I'm sure I'll be fine.
GTFO is a hardcore 4-player cooperative first-person shooter with a focus on team play and atmosphere.
The pain in your voice, Josh, as you said that.
Yeah.
I have been editing together.
I only mention it, even though it's horror, because they say Left 4 Dead meets Payday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'm like, if that
that's the
holds
thing,
any water, then that's...
Horror might just mean that it's dark and the things have teeth, maybe, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's
figure it
looking like.
Yeah. But no, I will admit I have been doing some stuff with your Outlast footage, Josh, and you give some good audio. I'm going to chuck it out there. I think it's the best audio we've ever gotten from any gameplay series so far. So.
The last time I played it, the most recent time, it was a different, because I stuffed up. No, I won't spoil it too much, but because I stuffed up the little flick the switches bit so many times, I kind of got desensitized to the one guy that tries to get you.
Yeah.
I don't like running because I know that he's behind me, and if I stop, even though I know it's coming, it'll freak me out. But yeah, less jump scares. But when they did happen after I finished that bit, it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah. No, it was a good run.
Yeah.
And you'll be glad to know, Nick, that I have figured out there is a free app that I can install on my Apple Watch and my PC and display my heart rate.
Yes! Yes!
Now,
dreams have
can you
come
link
true.
it up to the RGBs in your room?
Well,
please say
now,
yes and please do it.
I've been thinking about that. You can't link your heart rate up. Well, I'm sure you can, but, Anyway, what you can do is my lights can activate on voice.
Right.
And they'll change colour depending on the pitch, the volume, and things like that. So
Josh screams, the room flushes red.
If I scream, and I've already tested this, then the whole room is flooded with red, or whatever colour you want. So...
That's what I'm talking about.
We're going for some immersion.
Yeah, this is some stream tech we're running into here. This is.
We brought the viewers in last time. Now we got to keep them with our RGB goodness.
That's what they'll stay for.
Yeah, that's what.
This guy's got RGB. I'm subscribing.
Yeah, even though they legit, I think a couple of them said that they live for the screams.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
In which case, I think they need help.
Well,
no, I think they need to continue to tune into our Twitch streams.
Oh, they can do that too. We should have a therapist just online session ready to go after the gameplay.
You know what? I'll be there and I'll be your therapist as you're playing the game, Josh. I'll help you out. I'll walk you through it all.
I don't know that that's going to help. Probably make things worse.
Run. See, I'm already doing it.
You're already doing it.
Perfect.
You're already doing it. Yeah.
But anyway, boys, it's starting to become about that time. I think we might have to just leave.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, Jamie, you up for some Age of Empires after this?
Yeah, sure. Actually,
can we do it on moderate?
Yeah, you can if you don't want the game to go for very long.
Ugh.
But yeah, I got some other stuff I'm working on at the moment, so we'll talk about it after this, and we'll figure out a time that works for both of us.
Whatever. Okay.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a lovely time. I've been Jamie.
I've been Nick.
I'll be Josh.
And this has been the Neon City Daily Podcast with me, Jamie.
Me, Nick.
No. Bye.
Bye.
Spoil sport.
I can't believe you ruined that.
The fun police over here. Jeez.
My name is Josh. I do enjoy good, well-constructed jokes Jamie makes. It was fantastic. Nick knew what was going on. He played along. Anyway, I am going to stop this recording.